Alright guys, here we go. We got another small engine project that my wife finally realized I had an addiction to small engines. I didn't buy these. She picked them up, found a good deal. Well, kind of a good deal on Marketplace. Local person had it. They had this weed eater feather light. It's an FL1500, and I don't know if it's going to run or not. Pulled the cord. She's locked up, so I don't know if it's going to run or not. But the other unit is a old snapper trimmer, which looks pretty decent. At least it turns over. It's one of those deals that in the ad they just left it pretty blank. It's been sitting for a couple years, and you know, they got new pieces, so they got rid of these, and they wouldn't even come to the door to talk to them. You know, everybody's still a little weird about COVID, so it was on the porch and put your dinero underneath the mat. So I went ahead and got them because it was only, you know, 25 bucks for the pair, so it's, you know, like $12.50 for this, and then that snapper, if it runs, it's well worth it alone. So, but it's an older model unit too, so we'll take a look at this and see what we got going on. So as soon as I pulled it, that's how much string I got. Would not turn over, so this thing is covered with dirt. It's get that sticker off there, clean it off. It's a 2002 19cc, durability period 50 hours. So my guess is it's way past 50 hours. So we'll take a look at it and see what we can do. And that's one thing I could check real quick before I shut the camera off is it's like a new plug, so make sure it ain't one of those deals where they bought a plug that's too long and it's smacking the piston. It's a stubby. It's a brand new plug. Oh no, she's trying to turn. There it goes. She's a little stiff. Woo! Yeah, it says she's past 50 hours. It's a little rough to pull. Let's try it this way. Probably gonna have to take that tube off the. There it goes. Well, something definitely don't sound right, but so let's see if she's got any fire. Man, this thing is rough. I can't tell, at least from this plug it doesn't look like it. That might be the whole problem. Maybe it's a coil issue. Man. This might be a parts unit. Let's try a different plug. We'll still take a look at it. You never know. We might be able to get it. We really need to get that tube off here. Alright, put her up there where we can see it. I can't tell. Well, let's take a look, try to figure out what's making all that racket, and we start getting some stuff apart, and we'll take a look at it. Alright, well, she's all stripped down. This one, I think, is definitely going to be a fail. I'll show you if I get this head to pop off. Show you the lovelies that I found. There it comes. This is definitely a first. Cylinder itself on the head don't look too bad, but it's got a lot of build-up in it. And There's a pin. You just slide it forward, piston and rod come out. Here's the problem. I looked down through on the intake side just to try to get a view of the side of the piston. Rings, they didn't look god awful bad. I was like, alright, well, we'll go ahead and take it apart. Looks like they've been scraping the cylinder awful hard. But here's the fun part. You can see where the piston itself is broke. Now the piece that's missing, I don't see it in it anywhere. You can see where it came up. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's a chunk that is gone. Right there. You can see how the piston, how the rod lays over. It lays over that side is actually missing a piece of the skirt. And where in the world that piece of skirt is at, I have no clue. It's definitely not in there. You can see where it's busted off. So I have no idea. This little guy looks like he's been through hell. I mean, the cylinder, the head itself looks pretty good. There's not a bunch of deep gouges or anything. It looks like the usual wear and tear. But I do know it costs more for a rebuild kit for this than what it'd be worth. But it does look like they took the time to, them lines have definitely been replaced. So they took the time for that. That's the only thing I can think of that was making that noise. Well, that, and I don't know for sure if it's getting any fire. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and reassemble it and see if it'll start. It's worst it's going to do, start up and not, or not start at all, or whatever have you. The carb, it's got a bunch of buildup on it. It looks like a bunch of old fuel sitting on it. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if this thing will even run at all, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna throw it together and then we'll see what happens. All right, let me get to reassembling this thing. It's like totally scattered in pieces. At least the primer's good on it. Works like it should. So I'll get it back together and we'll see what happens. Well, this one is a total fail. I did figure out why it was turning over so hard, which I didn't notice until I got it all apart. So we are missing a piece of the skirt on the piston. So that's kind of crazy. And we also was looking at the rings. One ring didn't look right. The lower ring, the reason it didn't look right is because it was actually cracked. So she is toasty-o'd. Explains why it wasn't wanting to turn over right. So they went half the ring. Ugh. Cracked ring. So that really sucks. And I have one. Let's see. It's totally different, but it's bigger. So I had one piston and rod set up, but it's totally different. But what I can do is, for curiosity's sake, is I'll consider it a fail. But it doesn't mean I went the other half, and these rings are shot. I'm sure, without a doubt, if you've done some digging, you would find a kit for this. Now, granted, I don't know, it is a 2002 and it's a 19cc, so technically is it worth dropping the money into? For me, yeah, because it's something to do, but if it was something that she was trying to save a buck to keep from buying a brand new unit, then, you know, I get it. Spend the money. You know, I guess, I don't know, you want to spend the money, you don't even know how much the kit is, but it's if it's something you're wanting to sell, fix and sell, I don't think it'd be worth the hassle. It'd come in handy for parts if you came across another one that had issues. But as far as right now, I think this thing's going to end up being a pile of parts for the minute. I have to probably get a bucket and put it all into a bucket, and for now anyway. It's like it was running rough. Looks like I had a lot of blow by. It's got all kinds of funk all over it. You can see where it was dumping out the exhaust and just going everywhere. But when this thing was running, it had to be smoking like crazy because it was dumping. But yeah, a little 19cc would be good for somebody that, you know, if you had a small yard. And but I don't know. I'm gonna take it as a fail for now. It's like I always say, man, you can't win them all. But if the snapper turns out to be a good runner, it will be worth more, you know, because she only paid $25 for the blower and the snappers and a real nice straight shaft. But it comes down if it runs or not. So if it runs and works and functions, then, you know, she didn't get hurt on it. So I'm going to find something to put all these screws and all these pieces in. And I will take a look. Let's see how much a set of rings and, you know, just like a basic overhaul kit is for this, out of curiosity. If it's like say $20 or something like that, or might be able to find another one online, I guess, that may need something stupid like a carburetor or something, then might pick it up. I don't know, who knows. But it's definitely a fail. We'll leave it at that. It's just a straight out fail. Can't win them all. Just that's how it is. So we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll go from there. But I will do some digging out of curiosity just to see if, because I hate's a bad word, but I do not like just fails. I like trying to find the parts to fix them just to see if I can, how hard it is, just in case someone runs into the same issue. So for now, I am going to consider it a fail. It'll kind of get it set to the side, and when I get some of the stuff caught up, I'll start digging around, trying to find some pieces and parts online and see what it would actually take to get this running again. And if I can do that, then we'll make a video of it and see how it runs. I know when it was turning over, wasn't getting any sparks. I don't even know if this is the right coil for it. This one has a prong sticking up, and there's no off switch for this thing. All it has is your run and stop. There's no wire it runs to anything, so maybe it was just kind of like thrown together. There's your run and start right there. I mean, there's no wire running off the carb to the coil to disengage the firing system on it. So we'll see. I'll get it all back together, get it put away. I'll look into it. I don't want to drag it out any farther than what it is. It is a fail. But thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. And you guys have a good evening.